All right, so this is Piers Morgan on possibly the worst panel of all time. All right, he literally got the retard Avengers for this one. I'm so sorry to anyone. I mean, I don't know these three guys, but like, dude, wait until you hear this. You are not ready.
Aside from your feelings, what have you cited? Give me some documents. Why not read Dr. Ella Cobain and what she's written about these lies around quote unquote grooming gangs, which is
quote unquote grooming gangs. You're so not ready for what you're about to hear.
Not even a criminal category that has. Look at who the majority
this dude in the middle
of people.
What? Yes. It's not a criminal category. Be part of a giant rape gang of Pakistanis where we rape and abuse women. What are you talking about?
Ella Cobain, Dr. Ella Cobain, read her writings and understand these things rather than working from the space of feelings. Did you say grooming gangs are
not a criminal category?
It's not a criminal category.
It's not.
It is not a criminal category.
You mentioned the church.
All right, so this is Piers Morgan. He got three Muslims on his show to discuss grooming gangs, and suspiciously, they're all not against grooming gangs. Wow, that's a heck of a coincidence.
This is
raping young girls. It's not a criminal category.
Hang on a second. Can I just point
out? It's not a criminal category. People are not prosecuted on the basis of grooming gangs. That's a media.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're not prosecuting rapists. We know.
Term which was used to promote this Islamophobic idea of the world.
That's right. Gigantic rape gangs of Muslims raping children is an Islamophobic hoax. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably thought that the rape of children on an industrial scale was actually a bad thing. But in reality, it's an Islamophobic hoax. This dude in the middle is just like, what? Oh my God.
Sorry.
He's like in shock. Like, what do you even say to this? There is undeniable evidence of hundreds of thousands of cases. Like, are we serious? There's a rape every 54 minutes in London. Every 54 minutes in London. All right? And then we got these guys being like, it's a hoax. It's an Islamophobic hoax. These are the commentators. These aren't even the rapists. I'm sure the rapists are even better people. All right? Now, let's not mince words. This is literally what they're pushing. This is the Westminster News station, all right? This is the broadcaster, a straight white British woman.
I think that the Islamophobia definition was not really created by Muslims. It was a British think tank at the time, and to adopt that is only to basically take away from the fact that if there are any anti-Muslim hate, to associate that with the criminal acts. Now, the APPG definition does not take away, us discussing any criminal activity. It just takes away the fact that we do not associate these criminal activities with an entire community and group.
So let me get this straight. If we have an industrial scale rape gang of Pakistani Muslims raping kids, we're not allowed to call them Pakistani Muslims because that's Islamophobic.
That's what it really does.
Can I just read you a piece from this
Okay.
guide?
Right, and it doesn't stop. So anyway, Islamophobia hour, all right. Fahima Mohammed says it's Islamophobic to say grooming gangs because you don't want to offend the rapists. That's right. It's very important. But don't worry, because do you remember when I told you Piers Morgan got even worse? What if I told you that this panel with Piers Morgan is even worse? That clip of the retard saying that it's not a criminal category to be a rape gang or whatever, all right, that's not the worst thing I heard. So this is Cenk Uygur. He's inbred, actually, and he is Hassan Piker's uncle. He's retarded. So this is him saying that the rape gangs is a hoax. I'm gonna let him say it. I can't even say. I don't want to spoil it. Get rid of it.
Yeah. So look, almost all of our corporate media pundits.
All right, dude, you're so not ready. You think you're ready? You're not.
Establishment media, our politicians, etc., do propaganda, and this is propaganda. Now,
all right. So the Pakistani grooming gangs are media propaganda. Okay. All right. I'm just laying the groundwork. All right, don't tell that to the thousands of victims, all right? But anyway, it gets better, all right? So it's propaganda.
Let me explain why.
All right.
They say, oh my God, we might have a Muslim takeover of our countries.
They do. England was taken over by Muslims, yeah.
Israel's already taken over all of our governments.
Oh, who cares if Muslims are taking over our countries because the Jew cabal already controls all of our countries. Okay. Okay. It gets better.
And it's not just Israel, Big Pharma to
Big
Loki's
Pharma
point,
and Israel working
all
together.
the donor class,
Right.
the Epstein class.
The Epstein
They've all
class.
taken over our governments. They've certainly taken over the American government, the British government.
Wow.
The Irish seem to be free, thank God for that. And then they go, it's the Muslims. I mean, it's almost comical.
There is a gigantic rape epidemic throughout all of Europe. Every immigration country in Europe has a rape epidemic. From the UK to France to Sweden to Germany, there are rape epidemics in every pro-immigration country. Suspiciously enough, the ones that are importing Muslims have rape issues. Suspiciously enough. This dude is saying, that's all fake. It's Israel. Get ready, it gets better.
It's comical. And then we're talking about, grooming gangs going after kids or whatever.
This is a real thing. Like, he's just like saying, or whatever, but it's a real thing. It's factually happening.
Oh, that comes out just as everyone's talking about the Epstein files.
He thinks that the grooming gangs are a diversion from the Epstein files. First of all, the grooming gangs have been talked about for years. All right, this is long before the Epstein files came out that we were talking about the grooming gangs. Second of all, you're actually retarded. You're actually retarded. He thinks that talking about industrialized child rape, which, by the way, happened to there were way more victims to the Pakistani grooming gangs than to Jeffrey Epstein. Not even close. Not even in the same, possible range. I'm literally in shock that this is happening.
And how a bunch of pro-Israeli figures,
the Jews,
raped American girls.
First of all, a lot of the people that were raping girls with Jeffrey Epstein were Muslims. So that's a lie. All right? It's not just pro-Israeli figures. But anyway.
Oh, it's the Muslims. It's the Muslims. So next time you hear it's the Muslims, I guarantee you that it's Israeli propaganda trying to divert you from something that's in the news now. And everything is constantly...
Right. So the hundreds of thousands of victims to Pakistani rape gangs were all manipulated by the Jews to blame Muslims to distract from the Epstein files. It's shocking that these are real people. This dude is no ordinary retard. He's no ordinary retard. He is literally turbo ultra retard. Mohammed married a 6-year-old. That's just Israeli propaganda to distract from the Epstein files.
And inverted, right? So, Israel has a right to exist. Wait, Palestinians don't. Palestine doesn't exist.
What is happening? What do you think of Muslim rape gangs raping children? And he's like, Palestinians have a right to exist.
It does exist. Everything in our media is utter propaganda on behalf of Israel. So I warn you about all of these topics to try to drive up hatred against Muslims, against immigrants. Now,
right, every time you criticize a Muslim, you're probably on Israel's pay.
If you're in Europe, to address some of the points here, and you say, hey, you know what, I want Germany just for the Germans or the French just for the French.
What are we talking about?
I'm not German or French, that's your business, okay? But I'm an American, and in America, we believe in equality. That's the core thesis of this country. And the country is made up of almost nothing but immigrants. Jewish immigrants, Muslim immigrants, Italian.
No, America's founded by settlers, okay? What are we talking about?
Irish, and we become the #1 country in the world because of that diversity and that equality. And
I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below something that Muslims did to improve America. I'm not trying to be racist. I just did the research and I couldn't find anything, but I'm sure they did something.
Pro-Israel forces that control our government hate that. They're like, no, don't let any more Muslims in. And if they criticize Israel, arrest them, take away their liberties. Now they got a religious liberty commission.
I can't even believe they're letting him talk. They asked him about Muslim grooming gangs in England, and he's talking about how the Jews are controlling the government to shut down criticism of Israel or something.
Wait, religious liberty if you criticize Israel. I mean, it is over the...
By the way, that never happened, all right? Removing someone's visa for supporting terrorism is not removing their liberties for criticizing Israel. He's just lying.
Absurd. And if you say, hey, wait, I'm concerned about a lot of Muslims in Britain, okay, maybe I believe you if that seems to be your concern. But wait a minute, they say the same thing about America, and there's barely any Muslims in America.
What is going on?
So that's how you could
Bro,
tell
this dude has Israel derangement syndrome for real, for real.
it's propaganda, because it's not really related to the facts. It's related to news events around Israel. Whenever Israel's in the news in a bad way, you'll see a whole heap of people attacking Muslims in UK,
What is even
US,
going
and everywhere
on?
else. As if
There is the industrialized child rape of hundreds of thousands of children in England alone.
they are the real problem. Muslims in the West have almost no power. People who support Israel have nearly
75% of the mayors in England are Muslim. What are you talking about?
infinite power. These are obvious facts.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
Kahindi Andrews.
That was the worst monologue I've ever heard in my entire life. This is insane.
A lot to unpack.
Dude is just like, I'm telling you, man, there's nothing like the Jews if you want a scapegoat for, I guess, Muslims raping children.
There from Cenk. And I'll come back to you later in a moment because you
You're
are
not going to push back, Piers? Piers, you're just going to be like very cool and move on?
a practicing Muslim, which is interesting given your perspective on this. But Kahindi, you know, in answer to
He
Cenk,
just moves on. This is crazy. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I've heard a lot of crazy shit. That's got to be up there. Again, Piers Morgan, you have to wonder. All right, so recently the guy in the American hockey team that defeated the Canadians was a Jewish hockey player. All right, so this person says Jewish hockey player Jack Hughes scores the game-winning goal in the Olympics gold. All right, very cool, whatever. And Piers Morgan corrects her and says, no, it's an American hockey player. Who cares what religion he adheres to? But this is also Piers Morgan saying, small but significant piece of sporting history tonight. Congrats to Moeen Ali on becoming the first Muslim to captain England at cricket. Great achievement. It's like, congrats to Econ, London's first Muslim mayor. Very cool, wonderful, diverse, tolerant city. Like, it's unbelievable. It's crazy watching these guys do their thing. It's insane. It's crazy.